9. In opposition to all these arbitrary and narrow schemes derived from tradition or personal choice into which history is forced, I put forward the natural, the Copernican form of historical process, which lies deep in the essence of that process and reveals itself only to an eye perfectly free from prepossessions. Such an eye was Goethe's. That which Goethe called living nature is exactly that which we are calling here world history, world as history. Goethe, who as artist portrayed the life and development, always the life and development of his figures, the thing becoming and not the thing become. Wilhelm Meister and Wahrheit and Dichtung hated mathematics. For him, the world as mechanism stood opposed to the world as organism, dead nature to living nature, law to form. As naturalist, every line he wrote was meant to display the image of a thing becoming, the impressed form, living and developing. Sympathy, observation, comparison, immediate and inward certainty, intellectual flair, these were the means whereby he was enabled to approach the secrets of the phenomenal world in motion. Now these are the means of historical research, precisely these and no others. It was this godlike insight that prompted him to say at the bivouac fire on the evening of the Battle of Valmy, "Here and now begins a new epoch of world history, and you, gentlemen, can say that you were there." No general, no diplomat, let alone the philosophers, ever so directly felt history becoming. It is the deepest judgment that any man ever uttered about a great historical act in the moment of its accomplishment. And just as he followed out the development of the plant form from the leaf, the birth of the vertebrate type, the process of the geological strata, the destiny in nature and not the causality, so here we shall develop the form language of human history, its periodic structure, its organic logic, out of the profusion of all the challenging details. In other aspects, mankind is habitually and rightly reckoned as one of the organisms of the earth's surface. Its physical structure, its natural functions, the whole phenomenal conception of it, all belong to a more comprehensive unity. Only in this aspect is it treated otherwise, despite that deeply felt relationship of plant destiny and human destiny which is an eternal theme of all lyrical poetry, and despite that similarity of human history to that of any other of the higher life groups, which is the refrain of endless beast legends, sagas, and fables. But only bring analogy to bear on this aspect as on the rest, letting the world of human cultures intimately and unreservedly work upon the imagination, instead of forcing it into a ready-made scheme. Let the words youth, growth, maturity, decay, hitherto and today more than ever used to express subjective valuations and entirely personal preferences in sociology, ethics, and aesthetics, be taken at last as objective descriptions of organic states. Set forth the classical culture as a self-contained phenomenon embodying and expressing the classical soul, put it beside the Egyptian, the Indian, the Babylonian, the Chinese, and the Western, and determine for each of these higher individuals what is typical in their surgings and what is necessary in the riot of incident. And then at last will unfold itself the picture of world history that is natural to us, men of the West, and to us alone.